Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. This is a podcast where three friends talk about issues that are relevant or irrelevant to society today, and we discuss and solve all kinds of problems. I'm your host, Dave, and with me today is someone who feels that their 76ers are going to win the NBA championship. Josh, how are you?
I'm good. I'm not so sure after last night, but Harden didn't play, so I'm going to chalk that up as a one-off.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. And my other co-host.
I'm wondering, Dave, before you go to that, I'm looking at Omar, and he's wearing a brand new Lou and Sons hat.
Lou and Co.
Right. And I'm just wondering the percentage of your disposable income that goes towards your dog paraphernalia. Is it north of 20?
Somebody asked me about what my business plan is for all this swag, with everything I put my dogs on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's where's the revenue? I'm like, there's no real revenue, but I just make it up. I just make up for it in volume. So I figure eventually I'll hit the J curve, the inflection point.
Yeah. Those are all investment terms that make no sense to actually making another word called profit.
That was just diarrhea. Terrible
right.
Diarrhea.
And that sort of introduced my other host who just turned 50.
50.
Yeah. Omar, how are you?
Who just turned 50. And not only that, the previous week I was at a 40th birthday party. And then the subsequent week, which was last night, I went to another 50th party. So I was sandwiched by two white women. Which is the equivalent, I think, of a reverse Oreo. Right?
Yeah.
Vanilla Oreo.
Yeah. I think they actually existed. Didn't they?
They
reverse Oreos?
Yeah.
The reverse Oreos?
They 1000% existed because Oreos have come out with a variety of different color schemes and brands.
Yeah, they have. That's true.
Well, you ever have birthday party? Which Hydrox?
They have a podcast? Is that what you just said?
I said, did you ever have Hydrox?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't give Omar an opening because I'm going to soon be the Hydrox of whatever I talk about. So.
Yeah.
Do you know what Hydrox are? I bet you Omar doesn't know what Hydrox are.
No, those are like the CVS, like Walgreens.
Very good.
I know what those things are.
Wow.
Listen, I couldn't afford Robitussin. I had Tussin too growing up, for the record. That's more of a Chris Rock reference, I think.
Tussin.
That's sad story.
But I will say, like, when you're 50 years old, as I am now, I used to lie about my age all the time. But I think once you get the 50 number, you can't really lie about your age anymore. That's the most interesting thing to me so far about being 50.
Well, and every number after that really kind of smooshes together. 53, 57, it's just all sort of the same.
And Dave, tell me this. How do you feel about this? I feel like when I tell people my age, it's more so now that I am 50. I'm always expecting someone to say, "Oh my God, there's no way that you're 50 years old."
And it never happens.
And no, it does happen. But when it doesn't happen, I get kind of annoyed with the person.
Right.
Well, I have uniquely had that. Not uniquely. I have had that problem in a big way.
Yes.
In a way that's like, so it's not vain because like when I was in my 20s, I would go to buy a car, like no one would pay attention to me.
Well, you have a baby
face. Get this kid off the, yes, I have a baby face.
You have a baby face.
That has kept with me. So now, yes, I get to the point now where I'm 52 years old. If they don't say like, really, like I will start to like, what, did something happen overnight? But I still get it pretty regularly. It's rare that someone says, "Oh yeah, what are you, 53, 54?" Like I don't usually get that. So
it helps when you're you have a gigantic colorful lollipop in front of you and one of those beanie hats on.
Yeah, that
true. Usually solicits that response.
That's true. Listen, I win at the fair. If I wear a baseball cap backwards, I never lose. Yeah.
And your REO Speedwagon t-shirt.
All right, you ready to launch this podcast? We've got
Let's do it.
Topics to cover. Omar, you just switched your topic in pregame. Are you ready to go first? We'll switch it up this week.
And by the way, let me just clarify that for everyone who's listening. We still don't know the topic. He just told us that he has changed his topic last minute because of something that happened to him. But Dave and I still unaware of what he's going to talk about.
Yeah, as we do with all our topics, which I should for the intro. This intro is a work in progress. I apologize for those that are listening to it. We'll get there. But yeah, these topics are coming to us blind. Omar, you're on deck. Go ahead.
Okay, should I go?
Sure.
You want me to go with my topic? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you guys just start talking and you don't stop.
I have noticed this, Omar, and I don't want to cut you off, but I do. I've never been first with the topic, and it's episode 6, and there's 3 of us. So you would think.
Why don't you go? I don't need to go.
Nope.
Listen, you don't need to. Yeah.
Just drawing that to your attention. That's all. You would think I would have gone twice. I would have gone twice first now, but that's all right.
You're like the impact. Like, we need you 2 or 3 to like hit the podcast to a rousing conclusion.
But this is. I don't think this is. I'm not sure why he addressed me. This is the equivalent of like us playing an NBA basketball game together, and you saying to me, Omar, I made these 2 layups and I got 2 points each time, and I got fouled and the foul wasn't called. I'm not the referee. I'm a player. You talk to David about this. He's the maestro.
Oh, it was directed at Dave.
Yeah.
It was. Okay.
I tried to diffuse it.
Yeah, he tried.
I told him that it's important for him to go at the end because he's the star of the show. I'm trying to lie to overcome my.
He gave me the Woody Harrelson head bartender speech.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I will go, and I will say, like, one of our biggest objectives or goals in doing this together is to have fun, but it's also to like not get canceled. So yeah, that's a great start, right?
That's true.
I love how both the white men stop laughing and stop smiling. Yeah, it's like, oh boy. And being someone of a colored persuasion, I have a bit more broader, access to topics I can bring up, including not only on this podcast, but also on all my meetings, which I typically always do. So are any of you familiar? So I'm in a meeting with a growth equity fund that's run by, it's 25% owned by LeBron James and Maverick Carter.
Okay.
And I met the fund through a colleague of mine who I have an immense respect for and love for, and you guys know them. So I talked to the fund. They've done, a bunch of deals, and this is their first fund. So on the call are 2 partners who are both ex-professional athletes and bankers. Professional tennis player, and the other guy played basketball like in Europe, but they also have like whatever all the requisite backgrounds in education that would not make it sound as lunatic. They're not just athletes off the court, if you will.
Hey,
and then
Omar.
they have another guy who's a African American guy who's on the call too, on the Zoom call.
Okay.
And everyone does their backgrounds. A little bit too much detail for me because like I just gloss over whenever anybody starts talking about themselves. I don't know. I kind of stop listening.
Kind of like this topic.
Yeah, I know.
Zing! I got you back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I had to lay a bit of a foundation. So the call starts, and the African American guy goes, his background. He goes, yeah. He goes, I went to Brown University and I played basketball there, and then I went to Harvard. And so my brain immediately goes to one topic, one movie. Do you guys get the movie that pops in my head? And you may have seen it. I'm assuming you've heard of it based on our ages. A movie called Soul Man.
Yes.
And
but Soul Man was a white dude.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it would never. And
C. Thomas Howell was the.
Correct.
Is that?
Correct. So Soul Man for our listeners.
Howell.
Soul Man is a movie about with C. Thomas Howell. He's a good high school student in high school, and he really wants to go to Harvard, but his grades quite aren't good enough to get into Harvard. So he decides that if he's African American, if they think he can get into Harvard, so he spends the rest of the movie in blackface.
A movie you could never make today.
Could never make today.
No.
And one of my favorite scenes from the movie is that there's a basketball scene, and everybody wants to have him on their team because they think he's black, and he's terrible at basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, long story short, my brain I bring it up, and no one knows the movie.
Wait.
I go, have any of you 3 guys seen the movie Soul Man?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second.
Yes.
The guy who said he played ball at Brown.
Yes.
Was actually black.
Yes. Correct.
So how is this relating to Soul Man?
Because I don't know. Sometimes I bring up topics, and often I can get to a solid Mary Lou Retton, like I can land it. Sometimes there's some volatility. You know what I mean? And to me, it's kind of the fun part of doing these calls. I bring up, I can see if I can do it. And so as I'm telling this story about Soul Man, I'm sorry. Hold on a second, guys.
Unbelievable.
Right in the middle
of the podcast. Is someone saying?
Someone that said you have the loudest voice. My door is slightly open. Hold on 1 second.
Why is your door open?
And don't you have a home?
Now, just so everyone, he's got his headphones stuck in his necklace.
Yeah. So what do you think? We can just cut this whole story out. What do you think? This is.
Yeah. Listen, I don't even know where this is going.
Yeah.
The whole setup. And by the way, just for our listeners, hold on a second. If any of you had the over/under was 6 minutes with plus 1.5 name drops by Omar in the first 6 minutes, and he did it within that time, dropping 2.
Yeah.
So cash in right now.
New record.
Cash your ticket in for your name drops.
Well said. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. Sorry. So I'm trying to relate the story to him and to me, so it gets a little bit less awkward. It does not go over well at all. It is a tremendous fail. I referred to it twice later in the call because I was so embarrassed by it.
As an apology or try to recover the phone?
Wait. Can I back you up?
Yes.
So when you brought up Soul Man,
in
what context did you say, "Oh my God, have any of you guys seen Soul Man?" After he gives his bio?
Yeah, because he played basketball and he went to Harvard at one point. So those.
But he's not.
So yeah, this is what happened. Some guy said he played basketball in college, and Omar said, "Yeah, an African American played basketball in college." Omar said, "Have you seen Soul Man?" Like so.
Which is not even remotely. Why don't you bring up Teen Wolf? I mean, come on.
Right.
No, you're right. I should have brought up Teen Wolf. Oh my God. Yeah. So the call ends and I'm super engaged because I have such embarrassment. I call one of the founders afterwards to apologize. And he goes, "Don't worry, we're a very diverse, inclusive firm here. I'm like, oh boy. So I'm like, I very much have to in some ways, I'm like, okay, maybe I dealt with it. Should I call the black dude? I'm like, I didn't call the black dude. Okay. I probably should have, right?
You should have.
I think it's a done thing. The guy emails me a few times about work stuff, very like nothing happened.
Professional, right?
And I'm always including the brown Harvard grad, the black dude, on every email. And last night I'm at one of the 50th birthday parties, and one of the guys he goes, "I know you. You're Omar Naeem, right?" I go, "Yeah." And sometimes guys, I'm used to people knowing who I am, so that was kind of cool.
Of course.
He goes, "You had a call with the venture guys, these sports guys." I go, "Yeah." I go, "Oh." He goes, "Oh, well, one of the founders is a good friend of mine, and he called me about you this week." I go, "Was it about Soul Man?" And he goes, "Yes."
Oh no. Oh man.
Oh, by the way, what a stupid move on your part. Because if it was not about Soul Man, he would have been like, "What are you talking about?" And then you would have had to dive right back into that pool.
Yeah.
But I wanted to address it. I don't need to be known as a Pakistani racist. You know what I mean? That's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look.
He asked him if he knew me and if I was a racist.
No, he didn't ask that. He said,
well, he asked something along those lines. Like, what's up with this guy? Like, he brought up Soul Man.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. There's no question here. It's just that it was the most embarrassing moment of my professional career. And so I don't want it to prohibit my ability to be loosey-goosey in these meetings. Or do you guys think I should be more structured? I guess maybe there is a question there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really bad, right?
Therapy, tons of analysis for this one. I guess this is a dangerous topic in a way because I'm trying to think of, is the fact that you brought it up, is the movie just like off? It's a canceled movie. It's off topic. We shouldn't even ever mention it ever again. So if that's true,
no,
then,
I don't think so.
Or can you look it back as yeah?
Actually, I think there was a statue in Richmond, Virginia, of C. Thomas Howell in blackface dunking over a white guy that was taken down.
This episode is never airing.
Oh my God. Listen,
We'll cut it off
so
after
everyone,
Teen Wolf
so
here.
everyone knows too. So everyone has to know this, and I will vouch for you. You are not a racist. You don't have a
Thank
racist
you.
bone in your body.
Thank you.
That is just not who you are. But
Thank you.
Your brain goes to weird places.
Yes.
And I don't think that if you were to stop that, your brain might shut down. I don't know if you were to try to overthink everything. I mean, there's certainly some filter you have to a strong degree, but I would think that would be in the realm of who you are, and like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yes, but usually when it doesn't work, it's not this disastrous.
Yeah, this was a very bad one.
Yes, you stepped in a whole pile of words.
And look, part of the reason why I brought this up was because, I think obviously we are like walking on a planet to some extent, this topic, but it's just something it is so funny to talk about because the intent was not,
Yes, but here's the worst part of what you said. It's not the racist undertones. That's not it. It's the fact that it's not even relatable to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
You drew a reference to something that had nothing to do at all with what was said.
So, Josh, I'm going to bring something up because I don't think maybe this will be an episode that doesn't air, but I had a similar situation where like you're trying to think of stuff and something comes to your head, you say it, and then it's like, why did I say it? So the context.
David, I know exactly what you're talking about actually.
I want to hear it.
Because you told me the story.
If it's not what I'm thinking of, maybe there's a second one, but maybe I've mentioned.
It's not about cats? Okay, different. Got it.
No. So we were talking about something where it was like I was thinking, remember in Naked Gun where they go on a date and they walk out of a movie and they're like laughing. And
Platoon. It's Platoon.
It's Platoon.
Yes.
So there was some kind of a joke that was similar to that, and I was like somehow like thinking of contrasting something funny to a movie that was super sad, and I said Schindler's List.
Oh,
and
geez.
You said to me like, "Oh, Dave," and I thought, "Oh no, why did I say that?" And I wasn't like trying to make a joke about the Holocaust, but it was like it just popped out of my head because it was like it was a joke that went around.
Hold on. I know you, so it's fine.
Yeah.
There's no issue there. Omar did this in front of people he just met.
Yeah.
No, well, that's true.
Who, by the way, are very buttoned up people, which you would not expect people who are professional athletes to be very buttoned up. I did not know that.
He's not a professional athlete. He played at Ivy League basketball.
No, but the other two were like pro tennis players and whatever. I mean, it was a mistake.
Listen, hold on a second. So, first of all, Dave, with my friends, we say stuff off color about each other all the time that's personal to each other. So that's a normal thing. And I don't even remember your comment, so it couldn't have been that bad. That's number one.
But it was just a mistake. Like it was meant to be. I could have said Platoon. I wasn't like I didn't sort of connect the dots at that moment, and it made me think like I need to really reconsider what I say, as jokes. But then it takes everything away of like, if I overthink it, I'll never say anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're beating yourself up over nothing on that one. And the whole purpose of your comments, as long as people understand who you are, is intent.
Yeah.
What's the intent of the comments? And if the intent is humor and it goes south, okay, it's no big deal. You move on. Again, Omar did this in a professional setting with people he didn't know. Yeah. This is like, my God. And it just went completely flat for you.
Yeah.
I feel for you. That's a really tough situation.
But you can recover. If you recover, you can like almost like have a deeper relationship if you like, I don't know, apologize and sit down. I think you can kind of almost recover and make it to a better place if you work.
Well, I mean, one would hope, based on where the current place is right now, one would hope I get to a better place.
Now, has LeBron heard about this?
I don't know. That's the other thing.
Hi, LeBron. Have you seen Soul Man?
Yeah. Oh, it's the Soul Man guy.
When I think of LeBron,
I have to say, two basketball players on that call, I was shocked. They did not know the movie.
Who were the two callers? Oh, once again, you just dug yourself another hole. What do you think? All basketball players watch all basketball-related movies?
No, but they know the movie Soul Man. That's like a legendary movie.
These guys are not old enough. First of all, Soul Man was made in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Is it right? An 80s movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to be of our generation. You got to be, I don't know, 45 and older At least.
I don't know. I think it's like the Godfather of basketball movies. I don't know.
No, it's not.
No.
Hoosiers is the Godfather of basketball movies.
But if you're like African American and you go to an Ivy League school, I'm just you watch that movie. Again, we can't air this topic.
You keep digging a bigger hole.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I made a joke about me working at a 7-Eleven during this whole Soul Man story.
That's a desperate plea to
that's a rough recovery. Yeah.
Self-deprecation, desperate plea to say, listen.
That is your. But I think you could recover. I think if you go out of your way and okay, so I know who he is. This is how he operates, and that's just you get to that part where that's right, just Omar, and that's
David,
okay.
Maybe you're right. This actually could be a really effective narrative for me to market the fund.
It could be. It could be, or it could destroy your whole career. One of it.
Go big or go home.
Now one can only imagine if any of those people at the meeting have now streamed Soul Man. Just to see what the hell he's talking about.
But yeah, somebody Googled Soul Man and the description went, oh my.
There's been an uptick in streams. I'm sure it's not being streamed.
And by the way, the worst blackface job in the world on that movie. I mean, just the makeup wasn't even good in that movie.
It was atrocious.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So it's a sort of a topic that's a non-topic, but it's something I just needed to get off my chest.
It's interesting. I think it's incredibly interesting. I'm glad you shared it.
Well, maybe if you share this podcast with them, then they can kind of understand it better. Maybe this is.
I just can't believe
there you go.
It's broken out of the circle. It came up at a cocktail party in New York City last night. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's now. It's going around. It's only a matter of time before I get read the tweet about your Soul Man comment. Was it a video call, by the way? Was it a video so you could see?
Yes.
Was it recorded?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
But no one laughed the entire call about anything. And I'm very funny in calls. I say, and no one laughed about anything. I mean, it was just a really.
Yeah, you got to read the room.
That's
the lesson.
Read the room. Yeah. Read the room.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to cleanse the palate of that topic. So mine is pretty light. Josh? What do you think? You ready for your topic?
Whatever.
No, I think Josh should go last.
You're the host.
I'll go second because
mine is very trivial. Mine's a very trivial thing.
Mine is too.
Go ahead.
I'll go first. All right. So my topic is so this week I had to drive to Wisconsin to see my folks. My dad had some issues, so we drove up there. And on the way there, there's a gas. It's a very large convenience store. I don't know if they have them out east or it's called Wally's. It's a huge.
No, we don't have
gas station, convenience store. It's it's clean. It's great. I love going there because it's
like Wawa. You ever been to a Wawa?
It would be like Wawa times 4 times the size.
Wawa's amazing.
Enormously. Well, that's another topic, I suppose. But I go in and I I'm halfway through the drive, and so it's snack time. If we've had lunch, we left, and now it's snack time. So I go to what I want to eat, and I don't want to eat snacks because it get too heavy stuff. So I got just water, but then I got a half can of Pringles.
Okay.
Oh. All right.
The little can. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Little can, sour cream and onion.
Yep.
So then we stay there. On my way back, we stop at the same place because it's halfway, and I got a water, and I was like, oh, pizza flavor Pringles. So I got Pringles again.
And when
I realized I never buy Pringles ever. I would never go to the store and milk, cheese, eggs, and Pringles. Never. Yeah. But for some reason, when I'm driving, Pringles it seems delicious to me. That's what I want. And I thought that's really strange. I have some kind of a particular taste when I'm driving, or that is a go-to. And I was like, is it because it's stackable? Is it the tooth? Is it? I feel like it's healthier than a regular potato chip, which probably isn't true because it's probably all synthetic, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys is that weird? And I was curious what your go-to roadside stuff.
100% not weird because I do the same exact thing. And I will tell you this too, by the way. Pringles, you would think, is the worst thing you could buy to snack on when you drive because it's so hard to get the damn chips out, especially once you get past the first 5 or 6.
Well, half a can, it's not bad.
Half a can's not bad, but still, I mean, you'd want a bag. You could stick your hand in a bag while still driving.
There's a risk at the end of tilting the can.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think that in the history of half can Pringles, no one has ever opened up a half can of Pringles and never completed the entire can. It's
Oh,
impossible.
very true. Very
could
true.
you imagine
Impossible
putting
to
the lid
stop.
back on? Yeah.
Very true. Yes.
Right. So you guys
It's
are
like
Pringle
that-
fans?
Yeah,
I love
I like them too.
Original.
But I don't ever buy them either. I'm right with you. I don't ever buy them unless it's like a truck stop or one of those.
Wait, a truck stop?
Well, not a truck stop. You know what I mean?
What do you work for Lennar? What are you driving across country?
Listen, when I'm hauling gummy bears to San Francisco,
you play country west music and you have these truck stops.
That's the only time I eat shrimp and grits at the truck stop.
Oh yeah, delicious.
No, I'm with you. I always buy stuff that I would never buy in a supermarket and never snack on at home when I stop off when I'm on a drive. 100%. I don't know why that is. I never even thought about that till you just said it.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine saying like pick up some Pringles on the way back. I mean, it just would. We get potato chips, which we shouldn't, but
right.
But then that's always like kettle. I like kettle chips, or we'll do sour cream onion or barbecue potato chips, and so. But they're always Lay's or or other. But we never get Pringles.
Same. Yeah, no, same thing. And I'll tell you what, I don't even eat candy bars any other time than when I'm on a road trip. I'll eat a candy bar. Like if I see a whatchamacallit, which I love, and for some reason you can't find them anywhere. Apparently they've had supply chain problems with whatchamacallit since 1992. But if I
because
see
the confusing conversation of what you need in the supply
Remember that
chain.
commercial?
Actually, wait.
That commercial was brilliant.
Wait, on a related topic, I think a civil war started in 1991 in the small island in the Caribbean called whatchamacallism. That's the island where they grow whatchamacallits. So maybe that's
all right. You know what? I mean, I think since your Soul Man debacle, your humor, your head is now overthinking all your humor.
I'm punch drunk.
You are. It's exactly. You know what it's like? The whatchamacallits, Dave. It's like ginger ale in St. Louis. You can't get ginger ale and I asked for a ginger ale. They look at you like you have 8 heads. They have no clue what the hell ginger ale is. They can't even believe that I'm asking for it.
But they have ginger beer. Like they have
ginger beer is so different. It's entirely. Do you remember that time when we were at the old office place?
Yeah.
And we went out and I asked for a ginger ale and she's like, maybe we have one in the back. And she brought me out a can that literally had dust on it, and the date was like 6 years early.
I thought it had mold on it.
It was disgusting.
It was really gross. Yeah.
It was gross. I'm like, where did you find this? How do you not have ginger ale at just a bar / restaurant? It should be behind every bar. It's a staple.
Yeah, that might be, but I don't think that's true with whatchamacallit candy bars. I think if I go to a grocery store, Walgreens, I think there are whatchamacallits all over.
No, I can't find them anywhere. It's
really?
when I see them out, I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. When is the last? I mean, my kids come home from they don't trick or treat anymore, but when they did, and I always look for whatchamacallit. No one ever gave whatchamacallit.
No, well that's true. They don't come in mini sizes, I don't think. And I have a history with it. I remember one New Year's Eve, I ate a whatchamacallit and then got sick, and I've never had one since. If you throw up right after something you eat,
yes,
you'll never eat it again.
You know what that's like? For me, that's with like sausage links. Like if you get one with like a piece of cartilage in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm done. I can't.
Oh my god.
For years until I forget about the cartilage link I had 4 years prior.
You're chewing it too much.
It's gross. No, it's like a piece of bone. It's like a piece of bone.
But like two chews and swallow, then you don't ever.
No,
it just goes right down. Yeah.
These moments have an indelible impact on your taste buds. I ordered this like ribeye sandwich from Goldbelly from a famous place in LA. It was delivered to me, and I'm eating it. I'm like, this doesn't taste like.
Does every story start the same way?
Wait, I'm just telling you. And I'm eating it. I'm like, this tastes like it's spicy. But it's delicious. What am I eating? And it was pastrami. And I haven't had pastrami in 35 years. Because I had it once in high school. It was so bad. I'm like, I'm never, ever going to have pastrami ever. And I didn't have it until recently. And I had it recently. And it's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing.
I had pastrami 35 years ago.
Yes. Pastrami, by the way, can be bad. So pastrami is there's certain foods. And I had this conversation with my wife the other day. There's certain foods where the spectrum of possibilities is very wide. And certain foods where it's very narrow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
1,000 variations of pizza is great.
Well, I'm gonna go. I thought you were gonna go the other way with that.
I think I can have pizza in all kinds of variations, and some are better than others, but it's all within the realm of acceptable. Is that so?
Wow. No, I was gonna go.
Really,
I was
you're
gonna
narrow
say,
with your
I was
pizza?
Gonna, I was gonna say wide spectrum on pizza. Wide spectrum. In other words, I'm classifying wide spectrum as there can be really shitty pizza and really good pizza. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of a narrow spectrum one. Like, it's really hard to make a turkey sandwich bad. It just is. So it's very narrow. The worst turkey sandwich is only a couple steps below the best turkey sandwich. I won't say who in my family, but someone in my family is like, they make an amazing sandwich, and I go, how hard is it it's not hard to make a sandwich. You can't make it you're putting meat in bread. As long as the components are good, any idiot can make a sandwich. It's not an art form.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, cheeseburger. Very hard to make a very bad cheeseburger. The spectrum's incredibly narrow. But pastrami, you could have really shitty pastrami.
Yeah.
And you could have really amazing pastrami. So it's like you have to be careful where you get your pastrami from. Cheeseburger, order it from anywhere.
Pizza in New York. I ordered a pizza last night, delivery at 12:30 a.m. I'm looking at it right now from a random place. It was actually good because, it's really hard to have bad pizza.
I think you're right. The range pizza is there's a wide range. I think that's true. But where I set the line of what I like and don't like I found a pizza I don't like, and it happens to be here in St. Louis. But I think every other variation, I will say they're better than others. But I like almost, you throw me any pizza with right toppings, I'll like it. Bacon is another. There is really good bacon, and there's probably bad bacon, but I'll eat bad bacon. Like, bacon is always good for me. Like, there's
always good. Even the worst bacon is good.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were saying. I think just like the worst pizza is. Unless
it's I'm going to take that back for a second, because if you have bacon in like London, they undercook that thing. And it's salty and it's gross.
That's not really bacon. That's right. That's
raw that's bacon. The only thing.
Yeah,
that's weird bacon. That's the only thing I can point to with bacon. But you're right. Bacon anywhere else in the U.S. doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's all delicious.
I think that's really crispy, I've had some in Texas where it's like super thick, and it's like, oh, this is the best bacon I've ever had. But if you gave me the worst diner bacon, I'd like that too. Yeah. Well, I guess, Omar, I'm curious, do you drive anywhere yourself, and then do you stop at roadside places? What do you get at if you had to stop and get a snack?
I always bring water with me and lip balm. Those are my two things. Yeah, those are the two things. Oh, and actually, I'm trying to quit, but I've been having a lot of honey drops recently, like too many of them.
What the hell are honey drops?
Like hard candy?
Hard candy, but there's honey in the middle. And I eat probably 40 of them a day. It's an addiction.
Oh my
I have.
God, that's a bad.
I'm like on the road to diabetes, I think. I have too many of them.
You got the sugars?
Yeah, when I'm traveling, I'm much better at it because I don't bring them with me. But otherwise, I think maybe because I'm alone on an island, so I tend to just fill the void of human connection with sugar.
Is that figuratively or literally? What did you mean by that? But when's the last road trip you took that you stopped to get something to eat?
Stay on topic.
Oh, it must have been to Rincon, and.
But what are you getting? What are you getting in
No,
the,
I'm not getting.
exits?
I'm getting Pringles, 1,000%. I'm getting.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting Hubba Bubba bubble gum original flavor.
Hubba Bubba, fantastic gum for 20 seconds.
Yeah,
then,
I was gonna say Bubba Yum. I was more of a Bubba Yum fan. Same thing. 30 seconds and then
same thing.
No, but what you guys are missing is that unlike Chiclets or Fruit Stripes, which have as well 15, 20 second windows. When you're done with the flavor, right, shock, amazingness, then it becomes actual bubble gum. You can blow bubbles in the car.
You can, but it becomes the flavor's gone, and it's like you're chewing on wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts your gums.
And it hurts your jaw.
Yeah.
And I'm much more sensitive about what music is playing. That's my thing.
Yeah, but that's not Dave's topic.
Yeah.
Are you listening to the question?
I am. I'm listening. I understand what he said. It's Hubba Bubba and Pringles.
Right, but are you eating that stuff outside of a road trip? That's what Dave wants to know. Or is this road trip only food?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Jeez, my God.
No, I think actually no, I eat these. No, with the bubble gum. The bubble gum I only eat in cars.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You
Now we
have a
got
car
somewhere.
only.
Boy, that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that
I'm a
was like
bubble
extracting
gum
teeth.
driver. I'm a bubble gum driver.
And you
Thank
blow
you.
bubbles as you drive?
I blow a bubble as I'm driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All
Yeah,
right.
and I can always have a contest at the end. But that way it's nice to have competition.
Of course. Yeah.
Bubble gum blowing contest.
Well,
Yes.
it's amazing that we each like, maybe that we're finding our common theme. We each like Pringles. I don't think that's common, that Pringles would be your roadside favorite.
I don't see anyone who would say that likes chips, by the way. I've never seen anyone turn down Pringles who likes chips. If you don't like chips, you turn down all chips. But if you like chips, how do you say no to Pringles?
But now, well, last question, is a Pringle made from a potato?
Yeah, of course. No, am I wrong?
Well, I haven't looked at the ingredients, but when I think about what they must do to get the chip to be exactly the same, there must be a lot of potato that's lost in that process.
I think it's it's a cutting, or is
because potato chips are all weird, and like, I feel like they're cutting a potato, they're putting it on some kind of tray and heating it up, and it crisps up, and it's all weird shapes. To get it perfectly, like something must be going on there.
Good point.
Like
meat
I don't know. Taco Bell.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'd like to do some research on the percent of Pringles revenue that comes only from gas station stops.
Yeah, There's like, you can't find them in grocery stores. They're all
that's their niche. That's their niche
stations.
market. People on road trips.
Oh, I feel better about myself. I thought that was strange, but
no, not strange at all.
I feel much better about myself. So we've had one topic that made someone feel worse. We've had one topic that's made me feel better. Josh, bring it home here.
And I'm going to disparage a whole group of people with my topic.
Great.
Thankfully, it's a small group. It's a very small group, but I'm going to disparage them anyway. So do you guys watch local news?
No.
Okay. Omar, do you watch local news?
No, not at all.
Okay. So neither do I. I don't watch local news. My wife loves local news. And my family kind of likes local news too. And to me, it's like, it's not interesting to me, and I really don't give a shit about, it sounds awful, but what's happening in Philadelphia. Yeah, even though it's like a murder.
Reminds of local news.
It's like 4 murders every single news. It's utterly ridiculous and depressing.
St. Louis, yeah.
But here's my thing. Actually, I think Philly's outpacing St. Louis this year. We've had or last year we've had our worst year on record for homicides.
Per capita, we'll have to check that out. But
per capita, good call. Yeah. Good call. Yeah. I don't know. All right, so here's my thing. So why are there still weathermen? Why do we still have weather people? It's
local
weather people. Okay, so look, here's my point. So I'm watching the news with my wife, and the weather person comes on. They throw it to the weather person, and she says, "Hey, was a nice day today, but coming up, I'm going to give you my 5-day forecast." And I went, I don't need the tease. I have a weatherman in my pocket. It's called my iPhone. I have it. I have the 5-day forecast there, Copernicus. I don't need to be on the edge of my seat going, what's it going to be like tomorrow? Please tell me. We all have this. Why do I need a weatherman? And by the way, on top of that, why are they even teasing it? What's the tease there? Am I crazy? This is an entirely unnecessary part of the news. Cut it out. In fact, just put the weather in a little banner at the bottom of the 5-day, just like we have on our phone. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine teasing, like, is a tornado coming? Is it going to hit you more after this? Like, and no, tell me right now.
Like, that would be the only exception. If there's a big storm coming, or you know how they go nuts. That's every weather person's, wet dream is the big storm, and that they get to go gaga over and tell you about what's happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that at least has some value, a little bit. So you can see, like, where's the snow falling and blah, blah, blah. And okay, you get to see what's happening in the accidents. And okay, there's some entertainment there. But entertainment, probably a wrong word for accidents.
For some. For people over 70, I think people watch the Weather Channel by choice.
The Weather Channel has changed. I don't know if I was going to go into this.
Yeah.
If you watch the Weather Channel, it's no longer really the weather anymore.
Is it weather-related stories?
Yes. It's like the worst storms in history, and now they've done an
What was that
MTV
movie?
They've done an MTV pivot. You know, MTV used to be all music videos, and they went, shit, no one's
MTV
watching
Cribs.
this. Then they went to Cribs and the Real World, and now they don't even play music. Music's not even a thing.
Yeah.
That's the Weather Channel. It's like completely taking a pivot. It's unbelievable. What were you going to say, Omar? Sorry.
What was that movie with Helen Hunt?
Yes.
Twister.
Twister. Yes.
Is that on the Weather Channel too?
I bet you they have shown that on the Weather Channel. I would not be surprised.
They have. They actually have. And
Day After Tomorrow.
Omar, do you realize what you just did?
What?
You gave a non-racist movie reference. Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done. The streak is broken.
You're growing right before our eyes.
So here's my other. Now I've disparaged all weather people. All right, but I'm gonna bring it back. And
Can
defend
I disparage
them.
a few
Please,
before you turn it back around?
Please.
I think my answer would be is during storms, right?
Yes.
But I would think any weather information that is in the past, that is completely irrelevant. Like if they talk about like this morning it was 30, as soon as time has passed, the weather behind me means nothing. That is completely waste of time to cover weather that is 2 seconds before the current. It has to always be forward.
I agree.
But to talk about what it was like this morning or what the average was or the day, who cares? It's over. There's no decisions being made based on what happened, unless you're a farmer, maybe.
A farmer, maybe. And every time, I love when they read the map, like it's 62 in Springfield, 58 in Johnstown, 32 in Maine. Like we can see it. It's on the screen. You don't have to point to every number and tell me I can see it. I'm not an idiot. So let me bring it back and defend them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I gotta tell you, this is a very depressing topic.
Why is this depressing? It's just
because I'm thinking about the local weatherman, or weatherwoman, what their life is like, how they're talking to just the camera and no one's watching, or
people are watching
on their phones.
People are watching, but they don't need. It's not what it used to be.
Before
we had smartphones, the weather was a huge deal.
And they were like celebrities. When you'd see them, like, oh my God, that's like Storm Phillips.
Yes, that's a good name. But they were important. They were very important, and you watched it every morning because you had to know: is it going to rain today? I need to know this, and I need to know what I need to wear.
What would you rather be today, a weatherman or a traffic person who's in a helicopter looking at traffic?
I'll be the weatherman because I'll just stay indoors and collect my check.
Yeah, I would think.
But I'm a relative.
Helicopter. But to draw the equivalent, can you imagine a weather person going at 5 o'clock? The traffic was really bad this morning. It was it took you 15 minutes to get downtown at 8 o'clock this morning.
That's a great call.
That's what other people do.
Yeah, no one cares. Why would anyone care about that?
Right. That's ridiculous. What they do.
The only time you can draw a reference to old weather is when you tell us a really cool fact about it was actually it's December, it was 85 on this day in 1942. That's interesting. All right. Wow.
So maybe for trivia
in December.
Yeah.
Okay. But let me defend them now.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to a talk show on the radio the other day, and it was a sports talk. But in sports talk in Philly, sometimes they veer off sports. And these two idiots started talking about because they were predicting what's going to happen with the season, with whatever they were talking about, right? And they said, "What about weathermen? If we got it wrong as much as they get it wrong, we would lose our job. But for some reason, they get to keep their job. These weather people are wrong all the time." And I went, first of all, two things. One, they're not wrong all the time.
Yep.
That's number one. And number two, it's an imperfect science. And they all share the exact same research. You've never turned on channel 3 and it went, it's going to snow a foot today. Then turn on channel 7 and it goes, hey, no snow and 70 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
There's never a deviation
Dispersion.
from weather reports.
It's a word. Yes.
Thank you. Dispersion. Thank you. There's never dispersion in weather reports. Never.
Yeah.
They all go off the same thing. It's an imperfect science, but it's actually pretty damn good when you look at it. It's actually pretty good. The only time they get it wrong, as these two jamokes were saying, was when they predict 7 feet of snow and it's only 2 inches. Yeah, that happens.
People get mad. Yeah.
Yeah, so people get mad, but I mean,
I'm trying to think of the three of us who'd be the best weatherman. I think it wouldn't be me. It'd probably be.
Well, they're never going to hire a racist weatherman. That's not good for the station.
That's right.
You're not gonna get advertising revenue.
McDonald's is gonna pull their plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the three. I think it would be probably me. I think Josh. I think Omar, you'd not have the patience for it. I think Josh would be like too sarcastic about it.
Yes,
like
that's true.
It's gonna snow, but who cares? Like I feel like you'd be too rough with it. I think it would have to be me. But I did have a weather related thing that I thought
please.
My dad blew my mind one time when I was looking at my iPhone and it said, it looks like it's going to rain. And it says, the icon says rain and 40%. And he said, well, it's 40% likely rain, but it's 60% to be sunny.
True.
And I was like, that's true. Like I've never thought about it so now when I look at my Apple weather and whenever it says the percent, I always flip it to say it's this probability. And it's always, they switch it to a rainy icon when it's 20 or 30%, but really it's really 80% to not rain. So
because if they had it as a sun and it actually rained, they'd be like, because some people just look at the damn pictures.
Right.
But yeah, that's right. You flip it around, but it's also percentage. Again, that goes to my point. It's imperfect. It's
how often do you open up your weather app on your phone?
Every day.
Well, when I fly, I am like absolutely.
Okay, so Dave does it a lot less frequently. I'm more like Dave.
Wait. You live in an island, so you have pretty much weather is very consistent where you are.
It could rain a lot.
Yes, it could rain, but you live on an island.
But I have a balcony, so I can see I have a window for my weather forecast.
Yeah, but the window doesn't tell you what's going to happen in 5 hours.
Yeah.
The window doesn't tell you how warm it is either. It might look warm, but it might not. We had a beautiful sunny day yesterday. I was freezing my ass off.
Well, do you watch the weather more when it's hurricane season? Is that
talking to you, Omar?
Yeah.
When it's hurricane season, I'm not on the island when it's hurricane season. I'm gone.
Oh, you're gone. Yeah. Well, so you just constantly move to where the weather is fair ahead of time.
Yeah, this is like Michael Caine's school about advice about actors. He said, well, if you're an actor, the advice I give you is that try and shoot movies where there's the best weather. That's where you should try and shoot your movies.
There you go.
And weather. That's kind of how I travel.
Unless you're making Twister.
Unless you're making
Twister. Dave, you do not look at your weather app every day?
Not every day. When I'm not flying.
No.
And don't
you want to know? But you want to know if it's cold or if it's warm or if it's going to rain. I mean, that's the basics of it. Like if I had looked at the weather today, I would think it would be freezing today. It's actually like a 70-degree day today. It's bizarre. Yesterday was 30.
Yeah.
Don't you know that when you go outside, you can just.
I want to know that before, because I don't go outside in my underwear and then come back in and get dressed. I get dressed first and then I go outside. Do you see how it works? And if I get dressed in the wrong thing.
Have you walked outside in your underwear and was like, perfect day for this, and then just kept right on walking?
Yeah. By the way, speaking of, that opening scene of Sopranos still like grinds my gears. Like, who walks around in a robe? Like, what males do we know besides Hugh Hefner and James Gandolfini or Tony Soprano walk around in robes? What men wear robes? Who wears robes? Why are they even in a hotel room?
I don't know.
The 5 and 10 year hosts of Saturday Night Live, they get their robes.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
5 and 10 time hosts of Saturday Night Live.
Mulaney just got his, right?
He got his. He got his 5-year robe. Yep, that's a robe area.
To walk outside in a robe is
robe's a generation above us.
Yeah,
they're robe people. I think robes. If you want to get an investment right now, you short robes. Short terry cloth. Can you go short terry cloth?
I think
they're hard to get now. The supply chain it's crazy.
My friend makes them, and I've asked people about the whole robe thing, and they're like, "Oh, it's just so nice when you put it on." I'm like, "Yeah, you put it on, and then you're wearing a wet towel for the next."
Yeah, that's true, but they're usually pretty absorbent.
It's uncomfortable to sit in. Like, I don't feel like, I don't understand.
You're flashing people left and right. It's like you're freaking Sharon Stone.
You don't wear them on the subway. You're supposed to wear them in the comfort of your own home. Omar.
But I do suppose if you wore a robe, you might look at your weather app. But I think for me, there are days where the combination of the calendar date and my window will tell me pretty close to what
Oh
I
my
think the weather's
God.
going to be.
I look at my weather app. It's almost one of the first things I do when I wake up.
Yeah.
Dave, wait, what did you just say? That you have a sundial? What were you?
No,
what,
I'm saying if it's February, so that's my first hint that it's going to be
calendar.
cold. And I look out and it's somewhat cloudy. I'm going to assume it's cold outside.
But you
The
can't.
calendar is a big hint of whether it's going to be warm or cold.
But climate change has changed all of that. Climate change has changed. It's why today in Philly it's 70 degrees and yesterday it was 30. I mean, that's no longer predictable.
Wow.
You can't do
How
that
much
anymore.
of a spread, huh? It's like you're in
It's
Arizona.
crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I check my weather app probably one of the very first things I do in the morning when I wake up. Check the weather.
You don't have, but not a weather person. You won't watch the local news. But
no.
I thought you were going to go in the local news so you don't like the local news for anything, even local sports. Like, why would you watch the sports?
It's the
other
same
than for
thing.
high school.
It's
sports.
the same, and I don't even care about high school sports. I can give two shits. It's the same thing with sports. Either I've watched the game or I can see the highlights on my phone.
Right.
The highlights
or
are
watch
there.
The game and fast forward to the point in the game.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's there's again no reason unless it's like we have a program here called Sports Sunday where they go through it and they it's more commentary on what happened. So that's good. I'd like to hear that. But again, I don't need to wait for the highlights. I can see them anytime I want.
Right.
Anytime I want, right on my phone. It's amazing.
Local news is
it's useless.
If I hear someone that's under the age of 75 watching local news, I think that's weird.
It's bizarre.
I do.
It's bizarre. It's weird. They're paying with checks at the grocery store.
But then, like, why does it still exist? People watch the news. Is that why?
I'll tell you why it exists. Because the local news format has not changed in years. The local news format is stuck in a rut, and it's the same nonsense. It's the same script. I don't know what it's like outside of Philly because I mean I've obviously seen local news everywhere, but I've never intently watched it for any period of time except for my hometown. And it's the same format. They all do and every channel does the same thing.
I know.
There's no deviation from it. There you go. I'll use deviation correctly there. There's no deviation from it. It's two people on a desk. They flip it over to the weather person who's standing up, never sitting down or whatever. They still have the big board that they sit in front of and they point to. And by the way, there's another pet peeve of mine. I love when the anchors get upset with the weather person when she or he says bad weather. Like, oh, thanks for that. As if they have any friggin' control over I want to reach through my screen and choke them. Like, what is wrong with you? They don't say thanks for the murder you just reported on.
Yeah, that's
you ever see the weather person go, well, thanks for that cheery story?
Well, they should. It's good you're not watching it because it seems to upset you.
It's awful. It's awful. It needs to be completely redone, and I can't believe no one's done that.
All right. I'm with you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Local news and weathermen out.
That's my pet peeve.
It does make you. It's a very triggering question because it makes you really think about things. You know.
What the weatherman question? It should only make you think about whether you need weathermen.
Well, I mean, it's basically what you're saying. It's in many ways it's a small window into the larger problem of how all politics and news coverage has gone national rather than local, and the demise of local publications and newspapers.
Well, there's something to be said for that. So yes, there is a problem that we're missing local news as far as local news print, because those are the people that cover what's happening in your municipality meetings and your school board meetings and things like that, which are very germane to your existence. But that's a whole different topic. I'm talking about people teasing and reporting stuff that I can see in 2 seconds on my phone.
Yeah. I've never known any weather people, so I guess I'm not that sympathetic to
it's
them.
Nothing against them. I don't hate weather people. I just think it's a completely useless profession. Hold on, let me back up. If you are a meteorologist, that's obviously very important because that's what supplies the info that comes on my phone. But I don't need someone presenting it to me in news format. There you go. I cleaned that up a bit.
Thank you. Let's narrow this down.
If
we're going to offend somebody, we need to make sure that we're hitting
correct
it square.
I want to narrow that field. That's
exactly. unlike Omar. Well, we'll have to have a very good discussion about whether this podcast is.
Oh, it's go. It's a go. It's a go. It's a
Is
go.
it a go? All
It's
right.
a go.
Right.
I think we qualified the soul man thing enough, and
First of all, we also know that your intent was a humorous one and a good one and not malicious.
yeah,
But it is hilarious when things backfire and it's not on you.
Yeah, it does
When
make
it's on somebody else, hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I wish I could have seen it. But it is an interesting question of what happens when you've said something that you regret. How do you gracefully back out of that? That is, we all have that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mean
No
it.
one's immune. No one's
I've
immune to
never
that.
been like more focused on a call after I said that in my career. I was listening to every single word they were saying.
Yeah.
And trying to like engage them.
Yeah.
Not usually how I operate.
Did you quote Martin Luther King Jr.?
At the end, I did say I have a dream of working with you guys.
Yeah.
That would have gone over well.
That was not Great idea. All right. Well,
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
That's a great line.
jeez. All right. Well, let's wrap up.
Free at last. Free at last.
Oh, jeez.
Or
All right.
Omar goes for any more costume changes.
Yeah.
It was fun to talk to you guys. This is, I believe, our episode 6. We're moving along. And maybe sometime soon we'll be actually downloadable, which could be the end of our careers or start of something wonderful.
Well, the end of at least one of the three of us.
hey, a lot of people would say I've never had a career. So
I didn't say which one.
And let me just remind you that this podcast is brought to you by Lou & Co., serving all of your third-party marketing and perm and haircuts.
Wait, actually, guys, we have 2 more sponsors now, but I had to ask you guys if you're okay with having them as sponsors, but it came up in the last week.
I think we're good.
We have Raytheon, which is the weapon producer, and the
Get out of here.
The government of Russia. They want some.
They want for some.
They want some positive
some propaganda. Yeah.
propaganda.
We better not be being paid in rubles. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Better be dollar based.
Truly rubles for you.
Yes.
Oh man, I
That's
love
right.
you guys.
All right. As usual, Omar will not let Dave shut down the podcast properly.
That's right. All right. I am signing off. This is for Omar, Josh, and Dave. Good to talk to you all. Goodbye.
See ya.